gather round. It's Mega Podcast 2000.
Hey there, hi there. Welcome to the show's Mega Podcast 2K, the hottest pod in Atlanta, motherfucking Georgia. My name is Seth. I'm here with Dana. We're chilling. Dana, how are you doing?
It's good. Wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I was thinking we have a lot of, we're growing our listenership. I be seeing it. And I feel like we got to come up with a slogan or like a tagline outside of the hottest pod in Atlanta that describes what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Because if somebody pulls up, you know?
Yeah.
So we could be like, we're the place where you find out what movies to watch and what's good and blah, blah, blah,
like the
reviews.
hottest things that are going on, not only in TV, but the hottest things that are going on in Atlanta. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Like that? Something like that?
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
The hottest shit.
Atlanta's one of the hottest cities in the America. So when people tune in, they want to hear about what's going on. I'm sure they're hearing about the wild west things that are going out here. So
the wild west.
We just give them what they want, and on top of that, we top it off with movies and stuff like that. Because people need to watch stuff. They're stuck in the house, and when do they go to? You don't have TV guides. There's Seth and Dana.
Yeah, we are the modern TV guide.
There's no TV guides no more. Oh, what if we did a shirt that were like our TV guide, and it was just like
a TV guide,
and then had Mega Podcast as
that's not a bad idea. You even have remember they would have the sick covers.
Yeah,
I used to just look at them.
I did too, just to see what was coming on. A couple days.
Do you ever see those Instagram reels that are just like 90s commercials?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a sucker and I love them, but it's like you're just going on YouTube stealing people's, shit that they put in work.
Right.
Like you're not going to find the archival footage, and then that's your page. Is you just like, oh, I remember this shit. Let me bring up a Mentos commercial or a fucking
or Doritos
cinnamon
or
toast crunch,
like
old
school,
Super Soaker,
Fireball, or what was that one?
Fire,
Rapid Fire,
Crossfire,
yeah. Yeah.
You'll get caught up in the crossfire.
That was like that commercial was like a metal.
They used to go hard with the beginnings or the intros, the music. Yeah, now it's all this trap music and EDM. I want to tell you about this dream I had. You were in it. So maybe this represents the podcast, our relationship. It was an awesome dream. It was terrifying, but it was cool. We were on like a life raft, but it was like an inner tube. It was like a mega inner tube. Mega. Maybe the inner tube was the podcast. And we're in the ocean. And somehow we got like left behind. I can't remember the details. And we couldn't see a shore. And we were just fucked. Like we were just out there.
That's my worst fear. So you having that, I was just talking to my wife how like she used to have a canoe. And or a kayak with her, ex, and they would take it around the James River. They take it around the James River. I was like, yeah, not me, because I'd be scared of current would take my black ass out. Then that'd be the end of it. So you wouldn't catch me on one of those. So that's cool you had it, because that's one of my worst fears. Not see any land in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And we were like out there, it's a dream, and it felt like it just kept going, like days were going by, and we're just like stuck, and we're like losing our minds. And then I remember just dipping my head underwater, and that was just like a great white just like swimming by. It was kind of murky, but then I just started laughing. I was like, like we're so fucked, like I was just like,
I could totally you laughing in a totally fucked situation too.
Yeah, it was just like it's over, right? And then all of a sudden, like we were on shore, or there was a shore, so we started paddling, and then we got to the shore. And it was like, it was like Guantanamo Bay is where we landed.
Oh my gosh, we're in the worst situation ever.
And there was like these crazy fences. But they were like, and I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe we should just like enjoy the beach.
In the most inhumane prison island ever.
And you're like, nah, we're getting the fuck out of here. Like, you're like knocking on the metal fence. You're like knocking like,
trying to get in, no.
You're like, hello. And so we're out there, and I once down the beach, and then they like took us in and like processed us and took us through customs, and that's when I woke up.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, what? Maybe Maybe that's saying something.
That was a very complex story.
Yeah,
Dream.
I need to Google
I don't even
it.
remember. I can't even remember my dreams, but the fact you remember every part
Water
of that was
means
crazy.
something like, and it wasn't choppy water. I think water means like
We have our own wave.
it's a good thing.
Okay.
Water's a good thing if it's not if it's stable water, because water is the giver and taker of life.
True.
Anyway, I don't know. I just had to share that, and I woke up and I was like, "Whoa, that was a cool ass dream."
Wow, it's intense. That was intense. I'd be freaking out not seeing any land.
Well, I mean, there was like this huge gate, like fence with barbed wire at the top, and I'm like, "Yo, Dana, I think we maybe need to get back on the live. Like, let's just try another spot." You're like, "Fuck this, I want to get home."
I can see that too because I'm like, nah, I'm not getting back on that. Nah.
Okay, so outside of that, LSU girls won.
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting.
I was expecting you to call me or something, but I was like, I'm surprised Seth is not as elated as if this was the LSU men, because when Burrow won that shit, he was hype as hell.
It was weird. It was different. I mean, let's just be honest here. This was the most watched women's college basketball game. Probably one of the most watched women sporting events.
Yo, Angel
right?
Reese is my hero for like the rest of the year.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't it funny though? Like, who does she remind you of also from LSU? Do you remember another athlete?
Odell?
No, Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, the track star.
Yeah.
I follow her on Instagram.
They're both very
too.
similar.
Yeah.
You know, eyelashes, you know, weave, like, probably, I don't know if she has nails, but like, you know what I mean? They call her ghetto and shit. Like, white people hate her, you know, but she's just being her true self.
Cultural differences in sports.
Yeah.
It's always been that way. It's like crazy because Caitlin Clark, they're all calling her like,
And
you know, she handled it so well. It's real true sportsmanship.
Yeah,
After her
yeah.
doing I Can't
After
See
her
Me.
being a bitch.
After her doing I Can't See
Yeah.
Me to Louisville. And then
my bad, I didn't mean to call her
and then,
the bitch a bitch.
And then saying, hey, you're 20 points down to Louisville. Don't talk to
Yeah,
me. Like,
yeah.
you know, ultimate trash talker.
Yeah.
No one said anything. But as soon as Homegirl did the Can't See Me to Caitlin Clark, it's like all the sympathetic, compassionate people for Caitlin Clark came out the woodworks. Like,
Yep.
how could you do that to her? Like,
Well, no,
you know what?
to-
It's basketball.
To me, I get on
We
the
talked shit all
Yeah.
day on the
Yeah.
court. Like, that's what it is. Men do it all. Steph Curry, shimmy.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
LeBron
Which is like-
shivving off. Westbrook, the too small. Like,
Yeah.
you know, or the...
Or,
There's so
I
many
mean,
demeaning things
But
that
go
we...
to like Ronaldinho, you know, hitting the like Samba or like Neymar,
Yeah.
or like, you know, like it's across
so females
sports.
can't do it at all, and without
Well,
it...
no. It's not that. To me, it's not that. It was race. It was a race thing. Let's be honest. Because let's be real here. People were watching for the Iowa girl.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, no doubt.
That's who. So I was paying attention to LSU.
I was.
What's her
Reese.
name? Angel was.
She was on my...
She was getting shit talked early in the tournament.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
She did it too small. She misses a layup. This is like, I don't know, the first round. Misses a layup and then gets the put back over the center or whatever. And then she does too small, but everybody on the comments is like, how you gonna miss a layup? And then be like, dude.
I heard that. I watched
Yeah,
that game.
yeah.
But at the same time, she's a beast. She can do what you want.
no.
She's
She's-
literally
yeah.
taller than most girls on there. And she was grabbing rebounds all day over Iowa, just like
Yeah.
making them look super small.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU scored 102 points, the most points scored ever in a final game for females. I mean,
No, they were.
And she's a sophomore.
Outclassing everybody.
I loved her. I know people who follow me saw me post her little quote, you know, because you know people
She's
like her, the
representing,
outliner,
like,
yeah,
little
like the
girls
all
out
little
there.
girls, like I'm too hood, I'm too ghetto,
Yeah.
but that's who she is. She plays ball.
Yeah.
She's a baller. She's a bucket. You know, I just want it. It just sucks, like you said, it's a cultural difference, and the reporters are the one that do that because they're the one that report the story. Those are the ones that are reporting at
Well,
look
they
how
want
demonstrative she
discourse.
was.
They want
Yeah.
people to be pissed at each other and comment.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about. It's not about like what the comments are saying. It's the fact that people are commenting.
Right.
So it's like you go in those comments though, and I always do.
I always
That's
do it
my
too,
favorite.
yeah. Look and
place.
see.
And anytime there was a hater, anytime there was somebody who supported whatever the white girl's name is, I can't remember.
Caitlin Clark.
Yes, they were like, she's the one who they're going to be talking about like in like forever. You know,
I mean,
like-
they had the camera on her from start to finish,
Yeah.
from the national
I
anthem.
mean, she's insane.
and to her, no, let me say this first
Yeah.
of all, she is like going to be the female Stephen Curry when she gets to the
well,
NBA.
No, but there's that other white girl who plays for like
Paige
New
Becker.
York. Yeah, like,
she's on UConn, but she had the knee injury. She didn't play this year. But I've seen Paige Becker play. I've seen Candace Parker. I've here and there. I'm a sports player, so I frequently do dive into the female sports. I haven't seen any pull up I've never seen someone with handles and a shot like Caitlin Clark.
Dude, she did that. I've behind the back, step back, hit a three. I was like, what the fuck?
She's definitely ahead of her time. She's going to be a star. But let's put some respect on Angelique Reese's name. Like, she was down there. She reminded me of Candace Parker down there. She was just blocking, just throwing. I mean, she was just rebounding.
Like, no one could.
No. LSU was just straight dominant, you know? So it was just a good performance from LSU. Like, the school itself is a very well-around school when it comes to athletes, because they don't miss when it comes to basketball or football here recently. Both of their sports programs are really, really good. They're in a good place right now.
No, once it's the girl Sabrina. She's in the WNBA.
Yeah, she plays for New York Liberty right now.
Yeah, Lone Skew.
Yeah.
But she's getting like a signature shoot.
But I don't think I think Caitlin Carr's got a sweeter shot than her.
You do? Because that girl, I remember her in college.
I do too. I remember her too.
Similar.
But 40? She won't put up 40.
Yeah.
And Caitlin Carr's literally carried her team.
But anytime, my bad, going back to
literally carried Iowa.
Going back to the comments, though, is like anytime there was somebody supporting her, it was a white person. Mm-hmm. Anytime it was somebody,
cultural differences.
With Angel, it was a black person. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just like, to me, it's like, how could you, honestly, as a white person, it's like, how can you be so, it just screams white supremacy, and it's so obvious. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying everybody, and you can stand up for whoever you want.
But Caitlin Clark wasn't even saying anything. She wasn't even mad about it.
No.
She was like,
well, because she knows that she'll be back, you know?
As part of the sport.
Yeah. And if you're going to dish it, you got to be able to take it. Or else you're just a baby. Yeah. You know? So it's like, had she not done any of that, she wouldn't have gotten it back.
Exactly.
And so it's her fault in the end. And maybe she'll learn from it, or maybe she'll double down. And that's what's going to be fun, you know? But overall, we all win.
We loved the game. Yeah. It was such a good game.
Because it was a sick game, even though they got dominated.
It was a tight game, but towards
LSU,
the end,
Ice Spice went off.
Because Iowa made a comeback after the second half because they were getting dominated. Yeah. So they started to make that small little push, and then as soon as Caitlin Clark got that tech for throwing the ball out,
and they almost all of their stars fouled out. Yeah. They all had like 4 fouls.
But every time Angel Reese, I forgot the center, I think it was Kuzana from Iowa, but she kept saying, "Oh, she's got 3. Oh, she's got 4." Yeah. She kept holding up every time because she was grabbing rebounds. Angel Reese just kept rebounding, and they kept fouling her because she's so tall. What are you going to do? I can't wait to see her get into the WNBA. She's going to be a monster. LSU's going back. Yeah. I still got Dawn Staley in South Carolina. Yeah. I had them over the field. I'll still have them over the field next year. But I still gonna put some respect on LSU's name, like shout out. You know what I'm saying? I know Joe Burrow was watching that. Like, you remember Joe?
Yep.
When you know what I mean? And it was funny because they matched Angel Reese and Joe Burrow. They're both doing the same thing.
They were a huge shit talker.
Oh yeah, but he backed it up. Yeah, and he can take it. Yeah. I mean, bro, look what he did to Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. He took an L. It took
Cincinnati was a place of trash. Let's just get that out there. Like, I'm not saying the city, but the team. The team didn't go nowhere. Yeah. Joe Burrow lands, they're in the playoffs his second year. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow is that guy. Like, you know what I mean? And now Angel Reese is going to be that girl for LSU. She's going to be holding that,
Yeah, we're going to be
I guess you'll see Odell Beckham. I guess you'll see Joe Burrows at her games next year. Just sitting there.
Yeah.
They support each other. It's Ryan Clark from ESPN. He loves Odell. They all love Dan McCormier. Yeah. Him and RC have a show together. They're both from Louisiana. They both have a podcast together called DC and RC. So it's Louisiana people, they always just find a way to support each other.
I think because our culture is unique, and it's one of those things where it's there's certain things only we will get, you know? There's a reason why we're still listening to Boosie. You know what I mean?
They were so hype.
And it still works, you know? Yeah. Whereas Atlanta and stuff is all about new, and all that stuff. And it changes. Louisiana seems to kind of stick with its same old shit, you know, and that like is the glue, I think, you know, that makes us weird and different, you know? Because Mississippi, they're not listening to Boosie, and that's literally an hour and a half away from Baton Rouge. Yeah. And then Houston's, you know, on their own shit, which I would be too, because they're killing it. So everybody wins, though, I think.
Yeah, it was a good week. Your boy's getting indicted today. We have him on the show all the time. We got to talk about
pimp.
Donald J. Trump, the first American president to be charged with a crime, and is expected to turn himself in to authorities today, Tuesday, appearing in courtroom.
Your boy
for the hush money.
How he does me?
For the hush money. For the hush money for Stormy.
I voted for Biden.
I'm not. I just think it's funny. We're not gonna stay on this. I just think it's funny that
Dark Brand.
Yeah, I think it's funny that he's getting charged today. So
yeah,
the first ever. So we had to just say it. So.
Margie, I mean, I don't know shit about anything, but did
Michael
Nixon?
Cohen sold
what
him out.
Nixon.
He got in trouble for the Watergate scandal.
Yeah, but he didn't get indicted on anything.
He got ousted.
So he just got impeached.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and then Clinton, he just got impeached in trial, but he didn't get vetoed out of the presidency. He actually got more popular.
Yeah.
But Trump, this is the first like charge. Like Michael Cohen sold him out.
Yeah.
Like,
is that what happened?
Yeah. Remember Michael Cohen did Bill Barr, the former attorney general. Michael Cohen was going to come out with a book about, whatever Trump. They put him in jail. Remember that? They put it, he's in, he did 2 years.
Yeah.
And now he's coming out and he says, hey, now, I paid Stormy Daniels for hush money. Now you want to.
Damn.
Now he's talking his, you know what I'm saying? Now he's talking his shit. So now. Why you think your boy showed up in New York at Trump Towers? He's going to turn and say he has to. Like, there's some real shit. Now you got Margie Green Taylor. We know who she is. She's a Georgia person. She's going out to New York to go out there.
Unfortunately.
You don't like her?
Hell no. She's a creature. Creature.
Yeah, she's going to be out there rallying.
She was just
there.
on CBS, I saw, and everybody's mad at CBS because they just like they're not neutral. They didn't like push back on her. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because you have to acknowledge like how insane she is. You cannot just be like, hi, be cordial. You need to like
aggressively be like,
CBS
hey.
was just kind of like went to like the gun shooting range with her and showed her powerlifting, and it's like, of course,
she's Georgian, man. Georgian.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, fucking my boy.
Trump's fixer-upper. Remember I did that episode about the dude
Michael
Juan
Clayton.
Carlos he was like was all chummy with the people from Virginia, and Michael Cohen actually was and all that. Remember?
Yeah,
it's the same Michael Cohen. Yeah, same dude snitching out.
They're all trash.
Yeah, let's go. What you
Okay,
got?
so speaking of, I'm gonna actually switch it up to go with the jail thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk about Tulsa King. I've been in my Paramount Plus bag.
Yeah, I refuse to watch that.
It's pretty good, actually. But it's about Sylvester Stallone's character. His name's like Dwight something Italian, and Dwight something Italian.
You don't even know the name. You watched it too.
Oh, they don't. They call him Dwight.
Oh, but I just thought you said the great something. So
no, it's just something Italian.
Else. Oh,
makes
okay.
me laugh.
Got you.
Gets out of jail after 25 years of not snitching.
Mm-hmm.
He took the fall.
Yeah, they gave. I saw the previews for it. Yeah,
and so he comes out
thinking he's gonna get paid. And
they
send
he's
him to
gonna
Tulsa.
be. He's a capo or whatever. And capo. There you go. My bad.
I watch enough Italian movies. I watch enough Italian movies to know what this is.
So he's a capo, but it's the same thing. A guitar is a capo.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
The same.
Yeah,
it would be a capo.
Yeah.
Man. I guess it probably is Italian. Aniti fritti convolati esplicato matare. Anyway,
Dwight
capo,
the general.
That's a general, yeah. So he's like a high up, and then they basically the old boss is old and not exactly there and in power, and his son, of course, the new guard, doesn't respect the old ways and what Sylvester Stallone's character Dwight has done for the family, because he's taken one of the
Sounds so typical.
the second most.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's where it's typical.
Yeah.
But then they send him to Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's what's fun. Fish out of water. It's Sylvester Stallone.
You know what
it's you can't. This is built for him. Like, it's fucking fun.
You know what this is, right? It's that same movie or series where that Italian dude goes to Finland.
Oh my god!
And he starts his home little mafia thing.
Oh yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? I wish I watched that. I don't even remember the name right now. I can't remember it because that dude was always like a B actor in every Italian movie you've ever seen.
Well, he's in Sopranos.
Yeah,
he
and then
died, I think.
I'll look him up. But that's what it reminds me of because I watched.
Oh my god, you're right. You're right. Oh my god, I feel played.
Steven Von Zott, that's a weird name. Lilyhammer. That was such a good ass series. I watched that.
It's Lilyhammer,
Lilyhammer.
but in Finland. Italian guy starts extorting people and doing his what? Oh my god.
Yeah. I watched it. That's why I said, man, this sounds familiar. I was like, this sounds real familiar.
I just feel stupid.
Did you watch Lilyhammer?
No, but
That's
now
pretty
I
good.
feel like I need to.
It's good.
Well, he's great in Sopranos.
Oh, gosh,
he's hilarious.
yeah.
I think he passed away though.
Let me see. I got him right here.
I think he's Paulie.
He's 72 years. He's 72. He's not
okay,
died
so
yet.
it's the other guy who was my favorite, the one with the gray hair.
He doesn't even. I'm going to show you this picture, but does he even look Italian? Almost like
yes.
He looks like a metal head in that one picture though. Like he could almost be like American in that one.
Because I think he's actually bald and wears a toupee.
Okay.
You know, what's his name does that? There's a lead singer to one of these hair metal bands does that. I don't know.
His name is Steven Von Zott. He's born in 1950, also known as Little Steven.
Little Steven.
Or Miami Steve. He's an American musician, singer, songwriter. That's why. I was wondering why.
What was he in? Can you dig in?
He's a guitar, vocal, occupation. I don't think he plays in a band. I think he's just,
I feel like he was in a band though.
I'm looking it up right now.
Something tells me he's in like Bruce Springsteen's band.
I mean, he looks like it though, right? It's like, but
yeah, he looks like it.
But how could he have that much time to play in a band? Because he's a full-time
No,
actor.
I think he started acting later.
Genre, it says, it's original. It is instrument. Okay, so he is in a band. Member of East Street Band.
I nailed it.
Let's go.
I knew it.
Let's go.
Doink.
I like how we're going into these deep dives right now.
I remember him.
I didn't know. I mean, I said he looked like a musician from the pictures, and then you were
because
like,
I'm pretty sure what happened was like he retired from music a little bit, and then started doing Sopranos.
I would have never thought he was a musician. I just thought he's been an actor his whole life.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think he acted before like 45.
Do you think he how did he just get into it? That's weird. From a musician to that, that's a pretty predominant. How did you go from playing in a band, Sopranos? You know what I'm saying?
New Jersey. You're around New York, New Jersey. Bruce Springsteen is a legend out there.
Yeah.
You probably have a mega fan of Bruce Springsteen as like a producer for HBO, and they're like wants to hang out with Bruce Springsteen. So like, hey, Mr. Van Zant, whatever your name is.
Yeah.
You want to try out for this show we're doing?
So you're right. He's worked with Backstreet, Chuck Berry. Like he's arranged all this.
I think he's like
great.
a studio musician.
Yeah.
As well.
He had a solo career.
Yeah.
So of course in the band. So he didn't get into acting until 1999. Had no professional acting experience.
Which is Sopranos. It's got to be 99's got.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Sopranos is first. Then he was asked to play a part in Sopranos, and from there on, acting became a part of Van Zott's career.
What's his full name again? Little Steven?
Little Steven or Miami, or what do they call them?
Miami Steve. I want to be called that. Miami Seth. How sick would that be?
Miami Steve. I don't know why, because he's born from Massachusetts.
Miami Steve would be, that just screams cocaine addict.
Yeah, he's on some major labels, Epic, Columbia.
Yeah, he was
RCA.
I mean, he's with Bruce Springsteen, the fucking boss.
Yeah, Southside Johnny and the
Southside
Jukes.
Johnny.
No.
These are great names.
What are we? So yeah, Lilyhammer. This guy's from Lilyhammer.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm gonna give it.
This was supposed to be about Tulsa King, but this is, I think we want to watch Lilyhammer.
Only reason I didn't mean to subtract you. I didn't mean to take it from that. Let's hit
watch
me.
Lilyhammer.
Yeah.
I
don't know where it's on. Let me see. Let me see where I can find the Lilyhammer on. But go ahead and go with your Tulsa review. Go ahead.
Well, I just feel like, I said only watching this, I was like, only Sylvester Stallone could play this, and I love it. My dad actually put me on it because my dad loves my dad. I will say this: if there's one thing about him, he fucking rides for his generation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Tom Cruise, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis.
Lilyhammer's on Netflix and Amazon Prime. Just so you know.
Okay. Yeah, I remember it was like a Netflix show. It was like one of their shows.
I think it was at FX when it originally came out. I feel like
I don't know.
It definitely it was definitely on a major cable thing. I remember at first when it first came out.
But I mean, I feel so. Good call, great call.
Thank
by
you.
the way,
You're welcome. Just everything you were explaining, it sounded exactly like. I was like, man, this sounds like Lily.
Well, now I just feel played. But it's fun though. I mean, it's new. It's got Guilfoyle from what's it called? Silicon Valley. He was the nerd in Freaks and Geeks with the big glasses. He's also in Party Down. He owns a weed shop, and there's a few other
Headlude. I've seen that actor. He played Mitch Keller. He's been in a bunch of movies too.
Mitch Keller. Yeah, he's like a handsome blonde guy.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of movies.
But he's I recognize him.
Four Brothers.
Is that where he's from?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a tough white guy. Hey, yeah, I'm tough, white.
And then other dude, Dominic.
Drink whiskey.
Dominic Lombardski is his long name. His name in the series is Charles Chick or something. It doesn't give a full name. But he was in the movie with Ben Affleck and Jeremy Richard where they rob
the town.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Dude, he was in the town. He was the driver, remember? Wasn't he in that?
So I didn't recognize him. Is he in the town? I don't know, but he wears a wig for like half the season.
Oh no, I think he was in that. He was either in that or he was in.
When he takes it off, though, he looks like Kingpin.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he does. To me, he looks like Kingpin. He's the son of the mob boss. He's the new mob boss, like kind of taking over.
Got you.
Who doesn't respect the old ways?
Okay.
But anyway, Taylor Sheridan, he is the guy who does Yellowstone. He wrote Sicario, wrote Hell or High Water. He wrote Wind River, which I can't recommend those three movies more. I think Sicario and Wind River are just fucking great films. And then he is the showrunner for Yellowstone. I'm going to review later Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, 1883. Paramount Plus is just like, hey, buddy, you just fucking deliver. You're like all we have. He's their cash cow. And so he's just cranking out these shows. One thing I've noticed, though, is it always says produced by Taylor Sheridan. But almost every show, it's like, why is the writer? I'm always like, want to look up the writers. And almost every show, the writer acknowledgement happens after the credits go to the top right corner, and it's trying to push you to the next episode. And because it's he's not, Taylor Sheridan is not writing all these episodes. There's no way. He doesn't have the time.
Right.
So it's like, why don't the writers they're about to go on strike. Like, they don't get any respect. He's getting all the clout.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, he tends to, Mayor of Kingstown as well, he just loves white people. There's like only one black guy in Tulsa King.
Oh, wow.
And he's kind of like, they're at the shooting range in one episode, and they're all shooting. Guess how the black guy is trying to shoot?
Like sideways.
Yep.
Typical, like they're trying to stereotype.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm just like, this is like a little 90s, take. And he I feel bad for the actor. I'm not going to lie, because I'm like, I wish he would, and it's not his fault, but I wish he would stand up for himself a little bit. Yeah. And be like, and I know this is probably one of his first roles.
Probably. They don't want to.
But be like, hey, man, I think that's a little antiquated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't really shoot like that.
Way.
Like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
But
he's like, I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah.
It's like,
because that guy who plays the Mitch guy steps up and he starts shooting like this, and he's like, that's how you fucking die, and like, kind of like demeans him a little bit. And it's like, You could tell a white guy wrote this.
Mm-hmm.
Same as Mayor of Kingstown. There's some characters. I will get into that, but it's like you can tell a white guy wrote for these. The Latino character or whatever. It's just kind of like
it's not hidden.
It doesn't feel real.
The scripts are not. They just like they're going with typical.
When the white people are talking, it's fine. When anybody who's not white talking, the dialogues are questionable. But anyway, Tulsa King, I'm gonna give it 2 swipes. It's very bingeable, 45, 35-minute episodes. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, you did get that one out there pretty quick.
What, Tulsa King?
Yeah.
I mean, we went all over the map with that one. We're already 30 minutes in.
Damn.
Next up, we have Unstable.
Yeah.
Starring Rob Lowe and his kid?
John Owen Lowe.
John Owen. John Owen, you get back here.
Which is weird because they don't look nothing alike. They have like same like cheekbone structure.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but I kind of caught it at the end. It was like, well, in the beginning, it's like Rob Lowe featuring Rob Lowe. Then I was like, kept seeing John Owen Lowe. I was like, I wonder.
Is this a show?
Unstable. It's a series on Netflix. It's only 25 to 24 minutes.
It's not a reality show?
No, it's new. No, it's not a reality show. It's based off. Let me go through my description.
My bad. You do that to me all the time.
I know I do. I'm not mad. That's why I'm crazy. Shit, Rob Lowe's like a biotech genius. And it's how it starts. He's unstable because his wife just passed away, and he's trying to figure out this new. Chemistry or like some equation to turn carbon dioxide into concrete. So, which is kind of cool actually if you think about it. But he can't figure out how to do it because his wife just passed away. So one of his assistants decides to get his son to come into town to help him. His son's like a flutist, giving lessons in New York. That doesn't pay well, so obviously his son comes in, tries to help his dad out, which is Rob Lowe's actual son in real life. And Rob Lowe, baby. And Rob Lowe is Rob Lowe from Parks and Rec, which you can't deny his funniness and his quirkiness and his like eccentric behavior in Parks and Rec. It's the same thing in Unstable, so it's like an easy transition for him. Now the supporting cast around him might be a little iffy, but like his assistant is named Anna Bennett. She's like this smart secretary, keeps everything under control. She's very funny, sarcastic. Everybody's like not scared of her, but she's like the boss of like the company, not company, but helps him run the office. She's very funny, eccentric. Then he has like Rob Lowe's son has a best friend that's like gay, but he's obsessed with Rob Lowe, like just his demeanor, like how everything, he's so smart and stuff. So they have this like weird quirkiness relationship to like do anything like his dad says. Like one of the employees is like, Jackson Dragon, that's the name of Rob Lowe, the character. He's like, I don't know how I feel about him. And then the Rob Lowe's son's friend's like, what? All right, this is not going to work. Like literally like is devoted to like Rob Lowe in the character that he portrays. Because he pretty much helps him out, like gave him like a job and stuff like that.
Is he comic relief?
Yeah, it's comic relief. Yeah. So, and he interacts with there's like 2 scientists, 2 female girls who are pretty attractive, and his son, Rob Lowe's son, is like he is a actual scientist, but he left school to become a flutist, so he kind of knows what's going on in the lab, and he try to help his dad out, and that's how like the relationship. He's unstable. Home dude for Portlandia is in it. He's a therapist.
Fred Armisen?
Yeah.
Okay.
He traps Fred Armisen in damn. AK, big spoiler. Like I almost caught myself.
Okay.
Let me stop saying.
What did I say?
Let me stop saying. Okay, so he's in it. So he plays a therapist. I can only give you that much.
I love how you caught yourself.
Yeah, I was about to like. Because I can tell I had your face, and you're like, this sounds good. I think I might watch this. And I knew if I would have fucking slipped that up.
Yeah.
But it's only 24 minutes. So I watched it. It's only 7 episodes. I watched it in 2 days.
Yeah.
But Fred's in there. Oh my gosh. Like him and Rob Lowe, just imagine them two.
Yeah.
And just take that.
Yeah. You
and
get
it's
the straight man and you get the funny guy.
Gosh. So Rob Lowe's house is like baller. Mm-hmm. And so, like, the company's unstable. Like, he's, like, stable. So, it's like, remember Chad and JT from the they're on the board member of his.
Oh God, your boy.
Yeah, so it's funny, right? So their two are always trying to get him out.
Yeah,
the whole time.
Yeah,
and so they're just funny, like
morons.
They're funny.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much. So they're funny. So, but Rob Lowe's like, of course, he's like the head of, not the head. He's got like percentage and stuff. So people are like trying to figure out like, yo, what's wrong with him? So they're like trying to oust him because it's like corporate. He's got partners and stuff like that. So it's like he's trying to figure out how to make this thing get this company back up off the ground because he's this tech genius. Whatever. So it's actually really good and comical, especially because they have Fred in there and he's like the therapist. They sent him for Rob Lowe to analyze and figure out what's wrong. I can't tell you what happens because that's why it's like so funny. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's a therapist and he has to So I'm gonna give it a 3-swiper.
Unstable 3 swipe.
It's a 3-swipe. It's a must watch. It's like I said, 25. It just came out this year. It's fresh. I think it even just came out maybe like last month.
I think Rob Lowe is one of those people who has a deal with Netflix. Because he had a show with his kids where they're on a road trip together.
Grindr was a show that I reviewed, which was also on Netflix, which was Savage. And as I did a review on that too as well, which was also on Netflix. But he's also in this stupid 911 fire truck show, which is horrible. I don't even know why he's doing that.
Money?
I don't know. I guess so.
Rob Lowe he's a money fiend.
But the ratings is 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb, and it's up 43% on Rotten Tomato, and it's an 85% like on Google user. So
damn.
You gotta watch it. I guarantee you'll get through it.
Dana's a man of the people.
I guarantee you'll get through it in like one day because you'll probably just right through it. So
okay.
Yeah. It's just, your boy Fred.
He's a fucking legend.
Yo, dude is ridiculous. In this shit, he is hilarious, dog. He is hilarious.
Shoo! All right, next up, another Paramount Plus big old show. It's probably their second biggest show, maybe. I don't know. Mayor of Kingstown, starring Jeremy Renner. It also has, I have to look these guys up. Taylor Hanley, he looks very familiar. Diane West, she is the mother. She's in Edward. She's in Edward Scissorhands. She's I think she's the mom actually, but she's a legendary actress. The Birdcage, all kinds of shit. And then
I remember her from Lost Boys. She was the mom.
Yes. And then Emma Laird, she is also starring in it. She kind of has like a smaller role, but she does have her own storyline. I think this might be like her only show. But besides that, it is another Taylor Sheridan show.
You mentioned Lord Bailiff.
Oh, Lord Bailiff is in it.
Small finger or little finger?
Small finger. Right, that might be it. That might be the episode title. Yeah, Lord Baelish is in it. He's like the head of the fucking Aryan Nazi white supremacy group. So this show is about a gentleman who has a connection, Jeremy Renner, with jail. He's like the connection between the inside and the outside world. And he can help, let's say you have a family member who's getting targeted by this hateful group.
And they got Michael Beach in here.
He could get them moved around to another group or to another area, another prison. He has a lot of pull. He used to be in prison. He is the mayor of Kingstown, and that like he works with the Crips. He works with the Mexicans. He works with the Aryan Brotherhood. He talks to all the heads of them. He also talks with the other biggest gang, the cops. His brother is a cop. And he's also like a FBI informant. So he just kind of has a lot of pull, a little bit too much of pull in between all these things because he really crosses the line constantly and in his, while trying to get things done, he is constantly crossing the line to where you're like, damn, you would be dead. You would be fired. You would be in jail. There's just so many things that are ridiculous about the show. But just like Tulsa King, it's just really entertaining. You kind of got to shut off your brain a little bit and just, go along for the ride. You can't think too hard about this show because in real life, this prison would be run by the National Guard until they get a new warden in. I mean, there's so many deaths in these prisons, so it's kind of like a
Sounds like
combination.
Fulton County locked up for 60 days.
Yeah, maybe.
That's just wild.
Is it?
Everybody says Fulton County is like one of the worst shows to be locked up in. Have you ever watched 60 Days Locked Up in Fulton County?
No, I hate shit like that. It makes me so sad. I can't.
Yeah, then you would.
Yeah,
you would be thinking twice about saying like Mayor's of Kingstown because that's just wild.
But like Angola is like that is one of the worst. That's Louisiana. That's one of the worst prisons. They like didn't have air conditioning up until like a couple years.
I mean, the
ago.
one in Fulton was like 4 or 5 guys in the one room and shit, 6, 7 girls in the one lot is like crowded, overcrowded.
That's horrible.
It's like pretty bad. Yeah.
Well, this is okay. Well, this maybe is more realistic. It's just more the inner workings and the amount of pulling power he has is like a bit absurd, but it's fun. I think Jeremy Renner does his thing. He can get himself out of any situation. It's kind of ridiculous. Sometimes you're like, wow, he's not getting out of this one. And then 30 seconds later, he's bouncing out of it. You're like, what the fuck? Like in any other dramatic, like suspenseful show, this would be like the cliffhanger. And then you're like, oh my God, is he going to be able to get out? And in this, he's just like, he just nopes out of situations. It's a bit ridiculous. Very bingeable. All Paramount shit seems to be very bingeable. I think Paramount is like making shows for what would normally be cable TV. So like, remember you said the 911 show? Or even like Prison Break. They make shows like
that show.
But imagine if Prison Break could have boobs and could curse. You know what I mean? That's
the
like
good thing Prison Break didn't need any of that because it was still fire.
No, but I'm just saying.
I know. It'll
It's
be
like
more.
that,
Yeah.
You know, it's like the same type of level because like Prison Break is gonna be a little ridiculous at times.
Oh yeah, no,
you
for
know?
sure.
And or like Sons of Anarchy. Imagine if any of those shows weren't on cable.
FX.
Yeah, and they could actually like really curse. I mean, this
Actually,
show.
I feel like FX was like one of those shows that did cursing in it a little bit, like Shield and all of them had kind of like
they can. They have like weird loopholes.
Yeah.
But
They're not like Comedy Central.
Because they're not exactly cable.
Yeah, they're not like Comedy Central who pays, they make a living off saying the fines, essentially. So
very violent. Show's very violent. It's really tough on women. I mean, there's this one woman character, and I mean, my brother was telling me about this, and I mean, he was right. Like, they are just brutal to her. She has like her own side story. I almost don't even know why she's there. You know, same as Tulsa King. I feel like in those two shows, he doesn't really give women like that big of arcs and that important of arcs. But in the Mayor of Kingstown, this poor girl, especially in season 1, I think is pretty damn good. Season 2 is like kind of
everybody has a wash.
Yeah, it's a wash. It just feels like the
Wire had a
everything
wash
that needed to be solved was in season 1, and season 1 has a amazing finale, and then season 2 it kind of struggles and it drags, and then the finale is like that was it. You know, whereas season 1, I highly recommend at least just cranking out that one because the finale, the last 2 episodes are fun, like a lot of fun. It really just like amps up to like this crazy event. So check it out. I mean, it's good. It's just, I mean, real violent. That's all I'm going to say, like beheadings, but like stabbings, getting people's heads shot, like you see it all.
Yeah.
Mayor of Kingstown, Taylor Sheridan.
Did you swipe it?
Did I?
I don't think
No.
so.
Oh, fuck. So first season, I would give it a power 2. Second season, I would give a power 1. It takes a hit. So just check it out.
All right. Sounds like
And I think I'm done with Paramount Plus after this.
You'll still watch something. It's not even that expensive to have.
I might watch Picard or like one of those.
Oh yeah, those are all good. Yeah. I love it for the Star Treks alone. I'll probably keep it for the New Voyage or whatever I was watching before when that comes out. That's the main reason because it has the Picards on there, which I'm a fan. So
but like I feel like I've run through the Paramount Plus, and I'm not watching Yellowstone.
Oh no, I'm not watching that.
I might check out one episode.
Everybody swears by it though. There's got good reviews. I just don't. I just don't want to be in that time period. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I don't really watch shows
modern.
that don't put a lot of black people in them. Just to be real.
Well, that's
like Yellowstone. There's no in that time period. If it's not like, it's very rare to find a time period where black people are like predominantly doing well, and like we're doing good in 1800s, 1700s. No, in those times, I'm never inclined to be like, oh, let me just watch this movie because.
But Yellowstone is modern though.
Yeah, I know.
But it is.
It's modern. I'm talking about the Harrison Ford version of that, 1899, and then I've seen a few episodes of the modern day Yellowstone, but it's in a place where it's not predominantly black.
Hell no, it's in Montana.
Yeah, so
Kanye's the only other black person.
So it doesn't make me really like, I need to watch this show. That's the same thing with Billionaires. It's like, is there a lot of black people in that show, or
now,
you know what I mean?
That is a show I'm going to check out. I think now.
Is it showing people black billionaires? Because I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Nah, probably not. So for me, sometimes I try not. I don't try to be biased, but I'm like, if it's not very highlighting only one side of a demographic, it's kind of hard. That's why I'll watch shows that include inclusive, like, or
that's why
I watch.
I had to mention that because like this guy Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch what's it called, Wind River, if you watch Hell or High Water, Tulsa King, Mayor of Easttown. Predominantly a white show. It's like he's kind of wondering about this guy, Like I don't think he's as well rounded. That's
how I was feeling about Tarantino after they started calling him out. Because I was like, he is one of my favorite. He is still, but he did exploit the word that a lot of people didn't like. That actors still to this day are like don't like Tarantino for. Which, if you think about,
that's the thing is like don't say the N word, of course, but like he's like writing.
No, you're right, and and I didn't really pick that apart until other actors like they were calling him out about it. And I was like, damn, you're right. If you look at all of his stuff, it's very there. It's like
think about Django Unchained. Like,
Reservoir Dogs. They're all like it's said a lot there. Pulp Fiction is like heavily in there. It's just like damn. It's like
he says it.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, I know.
Cringy as
hell. It's just like I still like. As a director, I still think he's amazing. But at the same time, when The Harder They Fall came out, and it made me realize, like, a movie can be good and it can have black people in it without saying that word. Yeah. It can still be a good movie. It doesn't have to always have that in there.
And I was a black writer, black director.
Yeah. I just think, it can be good without it. It doesn't have to say. I understand if it's a historical piece, then you're like, oh, we're shooting this in 1950. Of course, Jim Crow. It's going to be some of that in there, right? Yeah. Got it. But if it's like not, and I feel like in those Tarantino films, like,
he included that.
He included those in there, which I didn't.
That's one of the. It's like, so cringy to watch that part of Pulp Fiction. Yeah, it's like,
as you get older and you watch movies, those things open up to you now. You're like, damn, I wasn't really thinking about that when I was watching a movie back then. I was only thinking about, damn, this is really good. It's got Samuel Jackson and all my favorite.
But think about it. Quentin Tarantino's from I think he's from Tennessee. And he's a boomer. So it's like.
He even says it in Desperado, or in When's Hard When and he's talking about the story, the black guy, and you're like, he uses the N word there, or Dust Till Dawn, or something like that.
Does he really?
Yeah, it's just that he likes to, you know what I mean? That's like you said,
he's from Tennessee. He probably grew up saying it all the time. I mean,
But then you go look, but why do people keep working with him, black actors at that? Samuel Jackson.
Well, it's kind of like, okay, look at Woody Allen.
Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
Woody Allen's a fucking piece of shit. Kind of like a pedophile, and he, people still were working with him, or what's the other guy? I forgot his name right now, but he directed Rosemary's Baby. He's one of the greatest directors ever. That wasn't good.
The black and white one, right? You talking about that one, the Rosemary Baby, the original? Or are you talking about
the original?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but he, he's also a pedophile, and he has to live in Europe now because if he comes to America, he will get charged. And he's in Roman Polanski. He's also in.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know why that was.
It's just like to me, it's same with R. Kelly. We're still listening to R. Kelly. People still listen to R. Kelly. People still listen to Kanye at the gym. People are listening to Kanye. Like I'm like, this is weird.
I still haven't got it. Every time I come past his name, I'm like, I can't do it.
There's a guy who DJs at the gym, and he's like, All Falls Down was playing yesterday. All the lights.
I think if you do play it, you have to play the archaic stuff.
Yeah, but still,
because I feel like
it's weird.
Because I feel like it's like history, right, with music.
Yeah.
In this time, he was good Kanye.
Yeah.
I can play this Kanye.
Yeah.
But when you play his stuff from like even his new stuff, you're like, Kanye in this mode, was he really a Christian when he put out this record? Was he really a Christian when Jesus Saves, was he really just doing this? Because he says some crazy stuff in between this time of when he was releasing music. So that's when it's kind of, for me, I'm like, can I listen to this stuff? Because the old stuff, Kanye, Late Registration.
He just is also a crazy person. So I think he could be both. Or he could think he's Christian and be a fucking, racist moron.
I know, but it's like, did money do this to him? Because when he was putting out those musics back then, he was just Kanye from the Ye. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't
money,
really
power, and lack of mental care that he actually needs. I mean, look at for instance, Michael Jackson. A doctor was giving him all the shit,
Now that doctor's in jail.
So it's like doctors are people too, and they can have influence and power. And also, if he has yes men around, they're like, you don't need to be on medication and stuff. Like, you just never know. Fame is the biggest mental illness of them all. But hey, this episode is sponsored by Highland Bakery. Ooh. Best coffee on Highland Street. And I'm saying that because there's about 20 coffee shops and yoga shops
all in this
on
area.
Highland.
All in this area.
Including the Stew.
Yeah. There is so many coffee shops in this area.
All right. On to the next.
There's so many. Stop anywhere.
Shoo!
I'm going to let you say that was a good shoe.
Thank you. That was fire.
I'm going to let you say her name because you knew her as soon as I was talking about the movie. I'm going to talk about Close.
Oh, Noomi Rapace.
Yes.
We're talking about Close.
It's just called Close.
On Netflix. It is the number one fucking thing. Noomi Rapace.
I
didn't realize it was her.
Let's talk about her.
Greatest cheekbones in the game.
When we go down her work, Prometheus.
Hell yeah.
Alien Covenant.
Hell yeah.
I mean, and then this movie right here is like...
This shit right here. Girl, the Dragon Tattoo, the Swedish version, the original.
Yeah. She's coming into her own, as we can see. This movie came out in 2019. She's a hell of an actress. She plays this protection for hire for like rich people. And she has to protect this Caucasian girl who came into 50% of some money. And she's in some trouble. And the bodyguard that kills what makes it so good is realistic. It's not like over the top. It's not like she's doing all these crazy moves. I compared this in the pre-pro to Atomic Blonde, which if you watch Atomic Blonde, all those moves that she was doing were realistic. It was like, she got her ass kicked, right? It was like, the fight scenes were realistic. Like, she's going up against a guy. This guy kicks her ass. Like, literally. But she, a female fights for her life. Yeah. She finds a way. It's like, oh, I can see someone doing that, and like how she got out of it. It was like, oh. So she uses her like wits, like her female, like, kick to the balls does a lot, and you see that in every like movie. You'll see a guy go down or hit to the throat. It's like tactical moves that a female would do, a secret agent or CIA type of lady that's had martial arts training, and if you hit, it's just like when she's in fighting with these guys, you're like, she's getting beat up for a little bit, but then she'll get this move in. You're like, oh my God, like that would drop me, you'd be like, oh man. And then once you're in that position, she's like nasty with it, There's one scene, she's got handcuffs on and she's getting her ass beat by this dude with handcuffs on. She like does this thing where she kicks him in the nuts, like kicks him in the head. It's just like, you know what I mean? And it just like sends him. And like, I'm not gonna talk about how the death scene is, but she does like a whole like Tony Jaa, like knee smash on someone. And it's like, okay. I was like, whoa. So at first when you're watching this movie, it might drag. It starts off real fire. Like she's security for this press team that's in like Afghanistan or somewhere. She's like, come on, we're gonna go up this road, We're in their car. And then of course these rebel fighters just jumps off right off Drum Street, and the press girl's in the car crying, the driver's all shot up. I'm just giving you the first opening scene because it's like, damn, this is crazy, right? And, she's like telling the white girl scream, like start screaming. But she's like, I can't. She's like, she hits her and is like, start screaming. So she starts screaming, and then the main actress, say her name again.
Numi Rapid.
So she's like, it's so crazy because I didn't even think about this. Like, yo, this would work too. She like falls over, like she's in the back seat. She's like laying down dead with her eyes open. Like, you see it all the time in movies, right? So the guy thinks she's like literally dead. She's like, pop, pop. You're like, yo, that shit was fire because the way the car was looking and the girl was screaming, she got her to scream. It looked like she was straight dead. Like, because she was in the back seat. She still had a little blood from the accident. So she just laid over with her eyes open, looking like, some people die with their eyes open. And she just killed this dude.
Okay.
Like, it was just that opening scene. Then it goes in from there. I'm just going to say that. It's only an hour and 34 minutes.
Okay, quick.
And you can get it out real quick.
Yeah.
She's just really good. And like I said, you've seen her. She was in Black Crab. She's really good in like espionage.
She had another one where it was like it was called like Tuesday, but she was like every day of the week.
Oh yeah,
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah. I
She had
remember
all the
that.
clones.
Yeah.
She's fun. She is can.
She's from Swedish. She's a Swedish actress. International fame portrayed from Lisbeth Slander in the Swedish film.
From
I don't know.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what her. I remember her from that originally, but then she took a little. I feel like a hiatus, and I didn't see her for a while.
She was in that movie Lamb. I
Yeah,
think
2001.
Yeah,
2021,
which was wild. I reviewed that.
I watched Black Crab, which is like another military slash. Because like I said, you didn't like it.
It's like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
They're like skating on the ice. It was okay.
She was in Millennium. I didn't watch that. And she was also in Sherlock Holmes 2011. So like her repertoire, like she's been out. Like it's not like.
And she has the thing is like she has chops. Like she can actually act. But it seems that when she does American movies, she falls into action. Movies.
They do. They put her there. Yeah, I don't know why.
I think she just has such a unique look. It doesn't really work with like American audiences or something.
I think it does. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I feel like she would, and she's like you said, she's a hell of an actress. She's playing different roles. It's not like she can be stuck in one.
I think Prometheus is a banger.
That was a banger in that. Yes,
dude. And when she has like the fucking alien abortion scene in that bitch, where she has to rip it out and she staples it back. Oh, that scene's gross. So as we can say, she's a good actress, right? Yes.
We can both agree. I think this movie you'll like. It's an hour 34 minutes. You probably can pop it out. You can probably watch it today and be out of there. And it's been on top 10 for like a couple of weeks. And this came out in 2019. And so I don't see why you shouldn't watch this. Everybody should stop and watch this. I'm giving this a power 3 because she killed it in this film. This should have been box office, honestly, because it was shot overseas. Like, it was nice, like the cinematography. Like, I'm like, damn, why didn't I watch this sooner? And I've seen it plenty of times, like on the board, and just was like, nah, you know, like. But I should have watched it sooner because it is fire. Like,
it's weird how Netflix decides, like, all right, this is gonna be, we'll fit this in for 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, they know what they're doing.
Like Mystery Murder. For some reason, I watched that first before watching this. I don't even know why. You know, like there's no cause for me to watch Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler.
You watched the second one?
No, I watched the first one by accident because I thought it was the second one. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm going to just watch this because I didn't watch the first one and I don't really care about the first.
The same shit.
Let me watch the same shit. I was like, let me watch the second one. And I watched the first one, thought it was the second one.
Real quick, power swipes on that.
I said power 3.
No.
Oh, on Murder Mystery?
And then, because real quick, because we need to start wrapping up. I got
2
one.
swipes.
All right. Moving on. Check out Close Though, Netflix.
Yes.
Choo! All right, last review of the day. I went to the movies, Dungeons and Dragons. I saw it. Your boy is about to watch a ton of movies now because I have the AMC pass. So I can watch 3 movies a week for free.
You guys get discount on the popcorn and candy?
No. But you know what I realized is, so it's like $25, $24 a month. So if you go to 2 movies, you've already made your money back. Now, but what that does is now you want to ball out at the popcorn.
That's what I'm saying. I would be like,
which I do because it's like I timed it. It's like I'm gonna go because Guardians of the Galaxy is next month.
Oh, the previews for that look so.
But now
sick.
I'm probably gonna go see Creed.
Yo, Flash looks wild too. Though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Flash. I mean, I'm gonna go see Super Mario Bros.
What's wrong with that dude, bro? Is it they can't replace him? Is that and he keeps? You would think they would have found someone else after all that shit he's done. I'm not gonna pull.
It was too late.
We called him out. We already talked about what he's done, but
Miller.
it's just crazy that he plays a good Flash.
Yeah,
but Yeah.
It just was too late. They were like almost done filming. They couldn't. It
looks really
it was too
good,
much
though.
money. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fire.
It looks like he goes backwards.
All right, but he does because he goes. He Keaton.
Is that a film? I mean, hold me get this out. Is that a comic book you've already read?
It's based on Flashpoint. Is like in Flashpoint is where he tries to go back and save his mom.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
it's about. He tries to go through all these different multiverses to save his mom from dying.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's what it's.
It looks like Michael Keaton. That's one reason I guess he goes backward because it shows like
he talks. There's a HBO Max. They've done Flashpoint, and it's fucking awesome. You should check. I'm pretty sure
I haven't. I've seen the comic when they have all the freaking Batmans and fucking shit up
but
there.
that is like Flashpoint is like one of the kind of like Marvel Civil War or Infinity Gauntlet. It's like one of the or
Silver Surfer one was a
Batman
good
Year
one, too.
One. There's like these like epic series that just pop off. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. Or like Enter the Spider-Verse. You know, the reason we have that movie and all these Spider-Verse movies is because there was like a 10 comic book run about the Spider-Verse, and they always it always involves like all the other, superheroes, and Flashpoint was like that.
So it's gonna get Michael. I said it's got Ben and Michael.
It's
in
gonna
there.
have them two. It might have more, and you're gonna see there's a female Superman.
I saw
in it.
that too. Yeah.
So you're gonna see it's another multiverse thing. Looks fire. Hold on, let's get this in because we're running long. We fill out that hour real quick. These
It's
days.
surprising because we had shit.
I know. We just be talking. But Dungeons and Dragons. Went go see it. Chris Pine.
Yup.
Michelle Rodriguez.
I love her.
Letty. Me too. Letty.
Come on.
Letty for life. This show, I loved it. I fucking loved it. It was basically everybody saying it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, but like fantasy. But for me, it was like Lord of the Rings and Shrek.
It looked like Fantastic Beasts. Where to find them? Like that type of like
some of the looks, but
the animals looked all crazy
lots
and
of
stuff.
creatures.
Yeah.
But that's what was so fun is it was full of like these crazy environments and creatures, and they're just kind of like zapping around like on. They have to. You have your it's based on Dungeons and Dragons. So you have like your quest, but along the way you got to stop here. You got to stop there. Kind of like Mandalorian. It could have been a TV series even. But it's a lot of fun. It's goofy. I was laughing. The crowd was laughing. It had a lot of heart. It wasn't perfect at all, but we need more movies like this where it's just, of course, it's not exactly original because there was a Marlon Wayne's Dungeons and Dragons, if you remember that, our boy Marlon, which I loved when I was like 12. I remember watching that with my dad and being like, that movie was awesome. And wanting to go to Barnes and Nobles and buy like a kit to play. And then, I also played Diablo, which, in this movie, they have paladins, they have druids, they have dwarves, they have mages or wizards, red wizards. It was a lot of fun. This is a popcorn eating, you can kind of turn your brain off. The only problem is $150 million budget. And I think it only did 50 mil first week. So for them to get that back with Super Mario coming out.
That looks so good.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy, May 5th. We might not see a sequel. I pray we do because we need more movies like this. Because I thought John Wick was good and the action was good, but it lacked the key ingredient, which was heart. I mean, I found myself tearing up at the end of this movie. And I'm like, what is going on right now?
Too much soy milk.
Exactly. Too much estrogen. But it's a lot of fun. It's just Michelle Rodriguez is great.
I know, right?
The beauty
I'm glad she's
of
doing
Michelle,
something different too. Just saying that.
The beauty of Michelle Rodriguez though, like I've loved her since probably like Resident Evil, is that she kicks ass and it's believable.
SWAT.
Yeah. Once upon a time in Mexico, she like. You see a lot of these females and like Black Panther, like Shuri, it's just like, she's so tiny. It's just not believable. And I get she gets superpowers or whatever. And Michelle Rodriguez is like, her name's Holga. She's a barbarian. she just, I don't know. It just works with her. Action just works with her.
It does.
And we need more females that look more aggressive in these roles. And it's okay.
I've always been
They don't
a Michelle
always have to
Rodriguez
be
fan.
like bombshells.
I know she did have a lot of roles for there because she went into like she's an alcohol. She had like alcohol problems for a little bit, but as far as that, she's a hell of an actress. Like, I mean, she's literally gonna get paid for life for Fast and Furious. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's set. Like, she's good.
And she has like a love interest in it that is a bit of stunt casting, a little surprise cameo. It's a lot of fun. The story's just fucking hilarious. Hugh Grant's in it.
Damn.
It's clever.
Hugh Grant's back. He took a little hiatus.
They flip things. You know, I'm pretty sure the guy from Bridgerton's in it. He's like a paladin.
Oh, yeah, I saw him in there.
Yeah. He's fucking hilarious.
The dude from the Rundown Netflix show was like a rapper, little kids, but now he's like an adult.
Is that who it is?
He's like the black kid with the fro.
Oh, yeah, he's great. He's funny. I mean,
the Rundown, their showdowns.
The druid was probably, I forgot her name, but she was probably like the least interesting. She was like, you know, the emo, you know, teenager. But it was great. The daughter was not great, but she was small in it. But it looked great. The CGI looked great. The end battle was pretty cool. Wasn't the best, but overall, I liked it. I'm going to give it 3 swipes. I definitely want to see more movies like this. I would love to see a sequel. It's just, we need more movies like fun, especially fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I really think it was like Lord of the Rings and Shrek, you know, like right in between. So go check it out. Save cinema.
And that's the show. See you next time.